हेलो एंड वेलकम। आप सुन रहे हैं रेडियो जिंदगी 1550 एम। मेरा नाम है आरजे स्वाति और आप हैं डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया के शो पर। ट्यूसडे के दिन 4 से 5 बजे तक आप जुड़ते हैं डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया से, हु इज इंटरनेशनली renowned astrologer, Dr. Saket Bhatia. He has a PhD in astrology and is a certified numerologist. आप इनको जानते हैं. He has been in the field for 25 years and his clientele includes people from the celebrity industry, from Bollywood to stars, politicians and business leaders. We have with him here with us. अगर आप Facebook पर हमारे साथ join करना चाहते हैं, you can watch us live having this conversation. Or you could also catch us on air at 15:50 a.m. Hello and welcome, Saket. How are you doing today?
Doing very well, Swati. How are you?
I am good as well. Very nice to talk to you and listen to you. मैं आपका शो वैसे ही सुनती हूँ, but I just hope you don't quiz me on any of my astrology knowledge. I may be a little rusty.
You have been missing from our show for almost a year. तो
Yes, तो मुझे
पुरानी
penalize
बातें
करना ही
उसके
पड़ेगा.
उसकी बातें पूछ सकते हैं आपको. But
Absolutely.
it's always nice to be here Tuesday. Uh, Good evening to all our listeners of Radio Zindagi. Uh, Join me as we explore the power of astrology, numerology, and Vastu. We unlock the hidden truths and discover how planets can guide you for success, happiness, and fulfillment. This is going to be an entertaining show, enlightened journey. So stay tuned. Hopefully, many of your questions will be answered in this show. हम ट्राई करेंगे कि आपके जितने क्वेश्चंस हो सकते हैं हम possibly आंसर करें. But today's show is going to be on a very special topic. It'll be a part of, multi-show episode. Many people come and they talk. हमें जॉब नहीं मिल रहा, हमारी जॉब चली गई है. The job market doesn't seem very good, yet the stock market keeps hitting all-time high. So
Right.
there is this real disconnect between reality of human beings and the stock market going up every day. तो हो क्या रहा है and why are people having this issue with the job? That's our show today, all about jobs. Can
That's
astrology predict jobs? How will it predict? How accurate is it? And how an astrologer can help you. I think it'll take us 2 to 3 episodes to go over this. थोड़े pointers discuss करते हैं and let's start the show.
जी, तो आप सबको भी याद दिला दें कि ये शो आता है ट्यूसडे के दिन 4 से 5 बजे तक। और अगर आपको शो के बाद बात करनी हो, अपॉइंटमेंट लेना हो, तो आप कॉल कर सकते हैं 408-639-5300, दैट्स 408-639-5300, or you could visit saketbhatia.com for more information, or you could also email info@saketbhatia.com. तो साकेत, आज का जो टॉपिक है वो टॉप ऑफ माइंड है बहुत सारे लोगों के लिए, बिकॉज आपको पता ही है द इकोनॉमी, वी कीप हियरिंग अबाउट इट कि अरे रिसेशन आएगा नहीं आएगा, बट पीपल आर लूजिंग देयर जॉब्स एंड अ लॉट ऑफ इट इज अप इन द एयर. तो पहले तो हमें ये बताइए कि व्हाट इज योर थॉट अबाउट इट, एंड कैन एस्ट्रोलॉजी रियली प्रिडिक्ट अ जॉब लॉस or recession for that matter?
So, if there is something that happens in life, astrology can predict it. Always. I'm not saying 100% accuracy के साथ क्योंकि that is up to the astrologer. But if you go to a good astrologer who has in-depth experience, in-depth knowledge, जिन्हें पता है वो क्या कर रहे हैं, then it is not hard to predict when you will get your promotion, when you will likely lose your job, and the reasons you will lose your job. See, we've done some, हमारे association ने studies की हैं. Let's say we have 100 people who lost their jobs, 100 people who were stressed at jobs, 100 people who got promotions, and 100 people who quit because they wanted to do something different in life.
जी.
In all cases, there is something which is very common. One, जिनकी जॉब गई उन पे शनि भारी था या केतु या राहु भारी था. Let's start with that.
Mm-hmm.
Those who got promoted had a good aspect of Jupiter. Their 10th lord was strong, or their 10th house was very strong. For those people who quit to start their own business, again, there was a very strong aspect of Rahu or business lord. So, to answer your question, astrology can be used to provide inputs and insights into nearly all aspects of life: career, marriage, children, happiness, finances, and employment. It can predict specific events like job loss with near certainty. We can highlight periods of life में changes आएंगे, financial changes, professional changes, and this is all based on multiple aspects, which are कौन सा planet transit कर रहा है and कौन से planet की दशा चल रही है. With these two things, you will be able to say how likely you are to change your job, get promoted, or lose your job. For example, हमें तो पता है कि शनि is a heavy planet, right? He is
जी,
not considered to be a good planet. He makes you work very hard. जब Saturn की transit आती है, then we know that he causes delays, he causes challenges. What is transit? You were born in India, now you live in the US. अब इस टाइम पे सैटर्न कहाँ बैठा है आपके कुंडली में? If he's sitting on your 10th house, which is the house of career, he's going to cause delays and stress in your career. There would be periods when this job security could be at risk. Further, अगर दशा है planet की, जैसे Saturn की ही दशा चल रही है, and Saturn is transiting your 10th house, और आपकी साढ़े सती चल रही है, then your likelihood of losing a job is going to be very, very high. It's not your fault.
राइट,
See, astrologers look at your birth chart and the current planetary transits, and then we'll give you some guidance on this period. It is important that you understand astrology is a tool for gaining insights so you can then prepare for challenges that are coming your way, right?
जी। तो
Don't
जैस
use it as a definitive predictor of job loss, but use it as an insight tool जो आपको तैयार रखता है कि ये होने का चांस बहुत स्ट्रांग है. I better be careful.
गॉट इट। तो अपने लिसनर्स को बता दूं कि जैसा कि आपने सुना, इट्स अ वेरी वेल रिसर्च शो और डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया पुट्स इन अ लॉट ऑफ एफर्ट इन क्यूरेटिंग इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक्स फॉर यू। तो अगर आपको भी ज़्यादा जानकारी चाहिए, यू कैन कॉल ऑन हिज टू गेट एन अपॉइंटमेंट पर्सनली, यू कैन कॉल 408-639-5300, that is after the show, and you can visit the website saketbhatia.com. For more information, you can email info@saketbhatia.com. Saket, you said a very important thing and very interesting tidbit कि lot of people think कि अरे हमारे इंडिया में कोई पंडित जी हैं, they will be able to predict, या बचपन में निकाल ली कुंडली, that's ample. But you brought up a very important point कि आप move हो चुके हैं, transition हो गए हैं, so probably you need guidance at all stages of your life. So my question to you is, since you help so many people, you have over 12,000 clients of yours, ये बताइए कि have you noticed any pattern when it comes to people who lose their job? What's your insight there?
Yes. So देखिए, when we see a pattern, the first thing we see is Saturn.
जी,
We look at your 10th house, we look at 10th house aspect. अभी देखिए, सबकी तो शनि की दशा चल नहीं सकती. Do you
जी,
agree?
जी,
Like, if a company says we're laying off 5,000 people, all 5,000 cannot have Shani Dasha. Do we agree to that?
right.
But you'll be surprised that let's say 25% have a Saturn Dasha,
Mm-hmm.
which is doable, right? It's possible. Then we will start looking at 10th house Lord. हो सकता है कि 10th house Lord at this point is being transited by Saturn. शनि 10वें घर के लॉर्ड के ऊपर जा रहा है. ये भी
जी,
हो सकता है कि राहु या केतु जा रहे हैं 10th लॉर्ड के ऊपर, या राहु केतु या सैटर्न 10th हाउस के ऊपर जा रहे हैं. In that case, they would all be equally damaging. They would all likely cause for you to lose your job. When Saturn goes on a house, he goes on a house for 2.5 years. जब राहु केतु घर पे ट्रांजिट करते हैं, 18 महीने उस घर पे बैठते हैं.
hmm.
You've heard of people who do groundbreaking research. They don't do groundbreaking research in one day, in 1 month. They struggle for years. And finally, when they're about to give up, they say, we've hit the jackpot there. We've made this invention. Why does that happen? Because Saturn was the one that made them work. वो कर करके फिर जुपिटर का आ जाता है उस घर के ऊपर, या जुपिटर की दशा आती है या अंतर्दशा आती है, which says, okay, I'm here to give you the fruits of your result. So
Hmm.
for all the listeners, again, job loss, don't take it personally. It is not your fault. It's
जी,
not like you performed badly. You were a good performer. You worked hard. You tried to do your level best. It's just the planet. The
yeah. एंड
planet,
अगर
the dasha.
जी,
And believe me, it's possible that this could be a good thing for you.
राइट,
हो सकता है this job loss would work in a different way. Maybe you'll join a bigger company, a better company. Maybe you will start your business. Maybe you will just take time off and recover your health. There are so many things you don't know that could have gone wrong that actually can go right because of this one simple job loss.
Absolutely. And you've hit the nail there क्योंकि a lot of people when we lose our jobs we think that you tend to take it personally ये मेरी गलती है और it is a very impacting life impacting change और काफी अच्छा आपने कहा कि it's not your fault so it must give people comfort and especially if it's top of mind for them. But जरा ये बताइए कि how do these planetary transitions impact our career for better or for worse if you could enlighten us there.
So when we have to understand planetary transits, right? How
जी
they impact our career. So ट्रांजिट होता क्या है? ट्रांजिट जस्ट मीन्स प्लैनेट किस घर के ऊपर जा रहा है.
जी
Do you agree?
जी
Now, there are different transits we'll talk about. First, we'll start with the transit of Saturn. Again, शनि.
जी
जब शनि 10th हाउस के ऊपर जाता है या 6th हाउस. 6th house is service. When you are working, you are providing service to a company, correct?
जी
10th house is how far you will go in your career, recognition. जब शनि 10th या 6th के ऊपर जाता है, he will bring delays, obstacles, and increase responsibilities in your career.
जी
If you work hard during normal economic times, Saturn will slow down your progress, but it will reward you with discipline and hard work,
हम्म
leading to long-term stability generally of your life. On the other hand, अगर आपका साढ़े सती चल रही है, which is 7.5 years, and Saturn is about to transit Moon, and Saturn की भी दशा चल रही है, then he is going to be a double whammy for you. He is going to bring significant stress changes. You will have to work harder than usual. But remember, all is not bad
हम्म
because there are some planets which are equally good, right?
जी
Jupiter is a very good planet. अगर Jupiter आपके 10th हाउस पे ट्रांजिट कर रहा है अब, at this time, it's a time for you to get promotions, expansion in both personal and professional life, and bring you more opportunities in life.
हम्म
देखिए जो जुपिटर है इज अ पॉजिटिव इन्फ्लुएंस ऑन योर करियर. जब टाइम टफ होती है ही प्रोवाइड्स सपोर्ट, विजडम एंड द एबिलिटी टू ओवरकम द ऑब्स्टिकल्स. जुपिटर इज योर फ्रेंड. वो
जी
हेल्प करता है आपकी. ही गिव्स यू दैट सेटिस्फैक्शन यू नीड. जब ये फर्स्ट हाउस पे जाएगा या नाइन्थ हाउस पे जाएगा, ही ब्रिंग्स यू फॉर्च्यून, job satisfaction, recognition, overall career growth. So all is not bad. While
हम्म
Saturn is risky, Jupiter is good. ये एक बैलेंसिंग एक्ट होता है.
जी
अगर सैटर्न आपके 10th पे है, जुपिटर 9th पे है, जॉब में थोड़ी सी स्ट्रेस होगी, बट इट विल स्टिल बी बैलेंस्ड.
राइट
Saturn pushes for re-evaluation and change. Jupiter says, let me use this opportunity for the best of my life. ये दो planets तो हो गए. Now we'll
जी
come to a third and fourth, which are Rahu and Ketu.
हम्म बहुत ही
Rahu.
इनका नाम बदनाम है मार्केट में राहु और केतु का.
And that's wrong. No, that's misconception.
जी
Both there is if somebody tells me birth chart से कौन से planets हटा देते हैं, you wouldn't know. You can't take any one planet out. If
हम्म
you take Ketu out, then you will have no comfort in doing what you like doing. If you take Rahu out, you will have no desire in life to do
जी
anything.
जी
If you take Mars out, you will never be able to take action at any time.
हम्म
If you take Venus out, you won't be satisfied. If you take Sun, you won't have confidence. If you take Moon out, you won't have emotions. Every planet is so important. Now,
राइट
Rahu, Ketu. Let's see how they impact your life. ये
हम्म
shadow planets हैं. When Rahu or Ketu goes over your 6th or 10th house, they will create instability. They will create sudden changes and they will create job losses. They almost always create job losses. Another question somebody asked me is, why is it that some person lost his job today, the other person lost 3 months later, the fourth person lost 6 months later? देखिए हर एक की चार्ट में असेंडेंट की डिग्री अलग होती है. As
हम्म
Rahu transits your 10th house and gets closer to that degree, he is going to likely impact your job. Now again, this is assuming Rahu आपके 10th house के ऊपर है. Rahu and Ketu will again cause instability. Rahu की जो transit है, he is drastic in your career, completely unexpected. He can give you sudden promotion, job change, and even industry shifts. So people who used to run a daycare and then all of a sudden say, I want to go back and do IT, that is Rahu. People who used to do IT jobs and suddenly say, I want to quit, I want to become a painter, that is Rahu. अनकन्वेंशनल अपॉर्चुनिटीज इन फॉरेन लैंड.
हुँ,
जितने आईटी वाले आते हैं, वी ऑलमोस्ट ऑलवेज नोटिस राहु दशा और राहु ट्रांजिट ओवर द 10th और 6th और 12th हाउस.
जी,
Rahu is very nice because he gives you ambition, desire for power. लेकिन इससे ड्रॉबैक क्या है? You might overwork and take risky moves.
ओके,
This ambition can also give significant boost to your career if done right. तो ये था राहु. Now what is Ketu? Ketu is mist. He's your comfort zone.
हुँ, हुँ,
अगर हम आपको एक कमरे में बंद करके रख दें, you will sit in that room and you'll say, okay, I'm comfortable here. I know this room. There is nothing from the outside that can hit me. ये केतु है, where you are very comfortable.
जी,
जब केतु आपके 10th या 6th हाउस पे जाता है, you get dissatisfied or detachment from your job. It starts making you feel unhappy with your job. You
जी,
start saying कि मैं ये काम क्यों कर रहा हूँ? I'm just not happy. Maybe I should look for a better job. Maybe I should just switch careers. It must have happened. It's happened to all of us. Do you agree?
राइट, या दैट्स
आपके साथ भी हुआ होगा. Why am
जी,
I working here? Like, what am I doing? जहां भी आप काम करते हैं.
जी,
You always question yourself. That is Ketu. That missed. Ketu not only causes detachment from career, but it also causes unexpected changes and job loss. Generally, it pushes you towards more meaningful but less materialistic path. Hobbies. I want to give up my job because I think starting this little business is going to make me more money. That is Ketu. You're
जी,
not happy because you want to go for something else. Ketu means I am focused on inner growth. Your inner voice is saying, let's go develop something, let's go build something. But be very careful. Ketu is misguiding you, right? Now, जब राहु केतु combine होते हैं, they're exact opposites, right?
जी,
Their transits can trigger major shifts in your personal life. Rahu will pull you towards foreign lands. Ketu will say, stay back. I don't want to come to a foreign land. You might have some friends who went back from here to India or who said, yeah, हम इंडिया में ही रहेंगे.
जी,
I don't want to go overseas. It's
राइट,
Ketu. Ketu is the one that says, let's stay back there. So this is really what the transits do. Important transits are Jupiter, Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu. ये transits अगर आप समझ गए, then you will be in a good position to understand job change, job loss, promotions, and whatnot. The other thing you have to focus on is Dasha, which we will discuss in a bit.
ऑलराइट,
Then you
या
have to also understand houses and their lords. And थोड़े से अगर आप योग भी समझे तो बेटर है.
जी, तो बेसिकली अ
Hmm?
लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स गो इनटू दिस कैलकुलेशंस इफ वी मे से और जब भी मैं साकेत से बात करती हूँ मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि काश मैं अपनी कुंडली लेके बैठ जाऊँ सो आई कैन मेक सेंस आउट ऑफ ऑल ऑफ दैट। अगर आपको भी वही फीलिंग आ रही है तो आपको अपनी अपॉइंटमेंट बुक करनी है साकेत के साथ। डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया इज अवेलेबल एट 408 639 5300. That's 408 639 5300. Website is saketbhatia.com. Email is info@saketbhatia.com. Sakit, a lot of your listeners have been calling since 3:50. So can we now take a couple of calls?
Sure.
Hello, you are live on air on the Dr. Saket Bhatia show.
Hello, hi. How are you, Mr. Saket?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, good. Thank you. I have a question for you.
Sure.
So shall I tell my birth date?
जी,
Sure.
November 8th, 1984.
November 8th, you said?
November 8th, 1984.
That's Thursday. Okay, and the time?
I think 9:36 morning.
9:36 in the morning. Okay, and place?
Mumbai.
Mumbai. Good. Okay, and what is your question?
So my question is, I want to start something on my own, but what field it should be in?
What field it should be in? That's your question.
Yeah. Yes.
So आपकी जो चार्ट बनती है, you're a Sagittarius ascendant. Sagittarius is run by the planet Jupiter. इस कुंडली में जुपिटर अपने ही घर में बैठा है. Mars is exalted. Sun is debilitated. But Saturn also is exalted, तो वो हम इसे cancellation of debilitation कह रहे हैं. The reason I'm telling you all this is because you may want to start a business, but we have to be sure you'll be successful in it, right?
Yeah.
ये तो हमको देखना है ना. आपके जो 10th हाउस है उसमें मार्स बैठा है नवंश में, and that happens to be exalted too. We're just looking कि कोई debilitated planet है नहीं है. देखिए, to see what career you will do, we must study your kundali from ascendant, sun, and moon, the 10th house placement. So ascendant say the 10th house is run by Mercury, जो इस कुंडली में सर्विस के घर में बैठा है, अपने घर में. From the sun ascendant, it is moon, which happens to sit in the house of sun, which is independent, start your business. And then from moon ascendant, it happens to be Saturn, जो Venus के घर पे बैठा है. So what do you want to do? Because I'm seeing three different things here for you.
I haven't like frozen my mind or anything. अभी तक कुछ decided नहीं है.
बेसिकली इनका केतु कह रहा है कि कुछ करना चाहिए और वो पूछ रही है कि क्या करना चाहिए.
अगर हम देखें तो Mercury is good, Venus is there in your kundali, and the other planet, if I'm not wrong, was Moon, which happens to sit in the house of Sun. Try doing something with Moon. Are you देखिए Mercury 12th house में है, which is good. Venus is exalted in the 12th house in the natural zodiac. Without talking in detail, it's hard, but try doing something which is more moon related. Try doing something which is more related to teaching, franchise, education, children, hospice. That might be better for you. Have you ever thought of any of these?
Yes. I heard education and children, and what was the other two?
Education, children, franchise, or hospice. These are good businesses for you. अब दशा चल रही है
Okay.
राहु की. We just said on the show, जब राहु की दशा चलती है, it becomes a good time for you to try to switch your career. And अब ट्रांजिट में राहु आपके 12th हाउस के ऊपर ही बैठा है. I mean, sorry, 4th हाउस. केतु बैठ गया है आपके 10th हाउस पे. We just said in the show, when Ketu sits on the 10th house, people generally say, I think I want to do something. So my advice to you, don't switch now. Don't switch yet.
All right. I hope that was
Okay.
helpful.
Thank
If
you.
not, yes. If not,
Don't
you
switch
can
yet.
find out more by calling 408-639-5300, or you could email info@saketbhatia.com to get your appointments set up. So Saket, you didn't give me points for getting the Ketu right? जब लोगों को कुछ करने का मन करता है, it's Ketu. So that's 10 points for me today.
You'll get 20. If you like, we can switch roles at some point of time.
या विशफुल फॉर श्योर. तो मैं अपने लिसनर्स को बता दूं, आप सुन रहे हैं डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया एस्ट्रोलॉजी शो. ट्यूसडे के दिन 4 से 5 बजे तक आप हमारे साथ जुड़ सकते हैं. स्टूडियो लाइंस आर ओपन. 5107701550 इज द स्टूडियो लाइन. 5107701550. और इफ यू वांट टू गेट इन टच विद डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया on your own in your personal time, 408-639-5300 is the number. The number again is 408-639-5300. So Saket, हमारी डिस्कशन को आगे बढ़ाते हैं. Today we are discussing job changes, job losses and how your planets affect. तो हमने राहु और केतु के बारे में बात की. आपने कहा कि there are other things that also come in play, like your dasha and your, what kind of period it is for you. तो जरा ये बताइए, what are the other factors that influence one's career, कि आगे जाए करियर में या फिर एक सेटबैक हो. कौन सी चीजें होती हैं जो इफेक्ट करती हैं इस करियर में.
Transits are important.
जी.
Now let's go to Dasha. Now, this is a long topic, so if we do get a call or if somebody wants to talk and we've stalled for some time, we can take it.
ओके.
देखिए, there are two things, Dasha and Antardasha. Dasha is Mahadasha, जो main period है आपकी life का. Antardasha जो है, that is the sub period. Okay. जो sub period है, that actually dominates the main period. And the planets that are transiting over your chart will paint both the Dasha and the Antardasha planets. I know it sounds confusing, but if you understand the basics, it really isn't. So, if you have Dasha of Moon Mercury, what is Moon? Emotions. What is Mercury? Business. Emotionally, you'll be thinking more about business. That's one way
जी.
to look at it. Now we'll see ये जो moon है ये कौन से house का lord है. Ninth का है तो you'll be thinking about spirituality. Now you're thinking about spirituality, business. Moon, if he's in the house of gains or he owns the house of money, we can concretely say You will emotionally be thinking about a spirituality business and you will make money through it. उसके ऊपर ट्रांजिट देखते हैं, अगर अच्छी ट्रांजिट है जुपिटर की, देन वील से गो अहेड, डू इट, यू आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट अ बिजनेस, यू विल बी सक्सेसफुल. दशा और अंतरदशा जो है, दे आर ऑल्सो फॉर स्पेसिफिक प्लैनेट्स, राइट? अगर आपकी अंतरदशा या दशा सैटर्न की चल रही है, then he is going to cause career delays, career obstacles. When he is combined with another bad planet like Rahu, Ketu, or Mars, then he will lead to delays and setbacks.
हुँ,
आपकी पेशेंस को टेस्ट करेंगे
जी,
ड्यूरिंग शनि दशा or antardasha or another malefic planet, bad planet, you may even face instability or demotion. You
ओके,
may even you may even be transferred to a job which you don't like. Rahu Mahadasha and Rahu Antardasha is a very unpredictable dasha.
हुँ,
Suddenly आती है. ये 18 महीने रहती है. Okay, he brings changes in your career, job switch, unconventional job roles, scandals, controversies. You've heard so and so CEO of a company has this scandal terminated. Go check his chart carefully. You'll see Rahu Dasha. जो scandals होते हैं वो राहु के होते हैं. So for all the listeners out there, राहु दशा है ना 10th की या ट्रांजिट में, be careful. Okay, be very careful of it. Rahu can also lead to risky decisions. Sometimes some companies have said, let's launch this product. We don't care. Success ho jayega. And this has resulted in massive failure or setbacks, especially if Rahu is not good in the chart. A typical example, I'll give you a company called Jawbone. Have you heard of Jawbone?
नो
They
आई
used to
हैवंट,
make Bluetooth headsets.
ओके,
They were one of the first pioneers of Bluetooth headsets. The company had reached $1 billion valuation about a decade ago,
हुँ, हुँ,
just selling Bluetooth speakers, Bluetooth headsets. उनकी राहु की दशा थी, कंपनी की दशा चल रही थी राहु की, आई मीन ट्रांजिट में भी.
जी,
At that time, they launched a product which had a defective capacitor. That led to a total collapse. They sold 200 million units. Total collapse. And the company went under, declared bankruptcy because they hastily released a product they shouldn't have.
राइट,
केतु दशा जो है वो तो आपको पहले बता दिया. It will lead to disinterest. You won't be interested. You'll be more interested in just yourself.
राइट,
You can also do resignations. People who voluntarily resign and say, हमें नहीं करना काम. Unexpected job loss, job switch. This is all Ketu. You are not aligned with your career at that time. And it's not your fault. It's just Ketu. भारी पड़ते हैं आप.
जी,
What is Mars Dasha now? Mars is aggression. When you start getting angry with almost everybody at work, especially with your superiors, you fight,
हुँ,
you backstab, you don't like them. This also causes a hostile work environment, right?
जी,
Mars can make you do rash decisions, which can also lead to bad stuff for you. फिर आता है सन दशा. Sun dasha या अंतरदशा can cause ego problems. Sun is a planet which is essential for your self confidence. But जब self confidence ज़्यादा बढ़ जाती है, it can cause ego. And when ego is in the proper way, then you have issues with people above you. Also, Sun dasha, if Sun is not placed well in the chart, can lead to a योग, जिसे हम कहते हैं fall from grace योग.
हुँ, हुँ,
You will lose and you will be, uh, you know, what is the right word? In publicly, you'll be humiliated. That is what Sun Dasha can do for you.
ओह वाओ!
So, हमने तो अभी तक आपको सारे bad दशा बता दिए.
जी,
दशा, अंतरदशा.
जी,
But everything cannot be bad. Obviously, if you have double bad dasha, if you have Sun Rahu or Saturn Mars, then ये problem होता है. But now let's say you have good dasha. You have
जी,
moon dasha. Moon is a good planet, right?
जी,
He causes emotional stability and career growth. He will make you take the right decisions, right actions, which will positively impact your career growth. But if moon is weak in the chart, he will give you this, but आपको moody बना देगा.
हुँ,
He'll make you moody and dependent on other people. So if you are running moon dasha, it's a very good time for you right now. Moon is also the planet that gives you fame. So guess what? Moon can give you fame, popularity in this dasha. इसलिए हम कहते हैं if your moon dasha is running and you go talk to an astrologer, we'll say go Meet people. Now is the time for you to be famous क्योंकि ये दशा छोटी होती है. ये खत्म
अच्छा,
हो जाएगी.
जी,
And when it gets over, you'll regret. I didn't go out and do anything. If you happen to run Venus Dasha, Venus is the planet of luxury, financial prosperity, career success. Then you should get all of the above. In fact, ye dasha mein you can go start a business in arts, fashion, entertainment, luxury good. People will like your charm, they will like your diplomacy. During this dasha, you may have any personality, but you'll still move towards harmony. You'll be peaceful, you'll be
हुँ,
likable. जब अच्छी दशा आती है हम लोगों को बोलते हैं जाओ करो काम. जब बुरी दशा आती है we tell them stay back because your personality is different.
राइट,
Mercury is planet of business, analytical thinking, communication, intellectual abilities. This is a dasha which is excellent for those who are in field like you, RJs, writing, teaching, business, technology. So if you want to join radio industry, Mercury dasha mein kijiye. You want to become a teacher, Mercury dasha mein kijiye. You want to start writing a book, start a business, do it in Mercury dasha or Antardasha. I gave
जी,
you that example. अगर moon Mercury dasha चल रही है, moon is emotional. We just told you can get famous. Mercury will make you start a business. If moon is ninth house lord, spirituality ka business start कीजिए. And if Mars, let's say Mercury owns like 11th and 8th house, sky is the limit how high you will go. And finally आती है Jupiter की दशा. Expansion, growth. Highly favorable for promotions, expansion, and opportunities for every field. If you ask me which field you would recommend, any field with education, law, finance, spirituality, and counseling. ये field में you'll be wise. It's a time for wisdom, ethical conduct, and growth. Jupiter will bring you prosperity. See, it doesn't matter if in your Kundali Jupiter is weak. देगा सब कुछ आपको. He's a good planet, he will give you more. Women get married when Jupiter Dasha or Antardasha takes place. They get Men get married when Venus Dasha or Antardasha takes place. Both get married when the Lord of seventh Dasha is taking place or when Rahu Dasha takes place. Do you know most children are born in Rahu Dasha or Antardasha? Did you know that?
ओह आई डिडन्ट,
Rahu's job is to expand.
आई सी,
He expands families. जब राहु की दशा अंतर्दशा होती है या राहु फिफ्थ हाउस पे आता है या जुपिटर फिफ्थ पे आ जाता है या जुपिटर की दशा आती है बच्चे आ जाते हैं. That's how this thing works. We've had many families come to us saying we don't have kids. I look at the kundli and I see पांचवें घर पे तो केतु बैठा है.
हुँ,
That's going to make it difficult to have kids. Yes, you can have that little window जो केतु के बीच में अंतर्दशा राहु की आती है या जुपिटर. So all I'm trying to tell you is dashas are so important because good dashas are there and bad dashas are there. But between this good and bad dasha lies a combination of good bad dasha, which is opportunity and challenge. While the good planet like Jupiter है उसके अंदर अंतरदशा बैड राहु की चल रही है, you will experience growth opportunities with sudden changes. This combination can lead to lots of experience and adaptation in your career. Timing of career shift is critical because you must switch your job. जब दशा या अंतरदशा सपोर्ट कर रही है आपको, you must start your business when दशा अंतरदशा is supporting you. Please do not start something when you want to start it. When you think you can start it, don't start it because you want to start it. Start it when the dasha is right. You must have heard many times, right, Swati? People started a business, they waited for a few years and gave up.
जी,
Why? दशा ही
बिकॉज़ दे
नहीं
डिडन्ट
आई.
स्टार्ट इट एट द राइट दशा.
दशा स्टार्ट नहीं हुई.
जी,
दशा सक्सेस की आने वाली थी. You gave up.
जी, बट साकेत ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि यू स्टार्ट समथिंग एंड व्हेन द दशा इज़ बेटर द थिंग गेट्स बेटर, और आर यू सपोज्ड टू जब आपका सही टाइम आए तभी स्टार्ट कीजिए, ऐसा कोई नहीं होता है?
I always tell people, go
हुँ, हुँ,
where your heart and your mind is. Do it because you'll feel happy. बट
जी,
हर एक चीज अपने टाइम पे होती है. Kids have to first crawl, then they have to walk, then they have to run.
राइट,
They will do that at a certain age, right? If you
जी,
take a newborn baby and tell him run, वो गिर जाएगा. He can't even move. So to answer your question, you can start when you want, but if the
राइट,
dasha is not supportive, if the planet is not supportive, it won't go anywhere. In
राइट,
fact, you yourself will not be putting much effort in it.
हुँ,
कितनी बार होता है, people go incorporate an LLC, they go incorporate a business and say, okay, I started this company. वो 1 साल हो गया, 2 साल हो गए, 5 साल हो
राइट।
गए, कुछ किया नहीं. Why? It's your dasha.
साकेत, थोड़ा-सा पॉज़ लेंगे हमारी कन्वर्सेशन में। लेट्स टेक दिस नेक्स्ट कॉलर। हेलो, यू आर लाइव ऑन एयर ऑन डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया's एस्ट्रोलॉजी शो ऑन रेडियो ज़िंदगी।
जी नमस्ते साकेत जी.
Namaste, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I am very well. Thank you for asking. How can I help you?
Yeah. My date of birth is 16 December 1984.
15th or 16th?
16 December.
1984. Okay.
Yeah, in Nagpur, रात के 2 बजे.
नागपुर,
रात
महाराष्ट्र।
के 2 बजे.
Yes.
Okay.
हाँ.
And आपका क्वेश्चन क्या है? नागपुर.
जी, या मेरा सवाल ये है कि we are trying to remodel our house, current house, but now we are like confused, like the remodeling cost is pretty high, so we are not sure should we keep the existing house and buy the new house, or that will be a bad decision for us financially, and like should we just invest in our current house for remodeling instead of keeping this and buying another new property?
Your question is, should we remodel
रीमॉडल
this house? Should
और
we keep
अपग्रेड।
this house, buy a new house, or should we just buy a new house?
Yeah, buying new house will add more financial responsibility. So we are not sure if we are ready to take that big of a risk in this hot market, real estate market. So should we play safe by remodeling the existing house, or should we go play aggressive and take a risk of keeping the current house and buying the bigger new house?
Let's see what your कुंडली says. तो आपकी जो चार्ट बनती है, it's a Virgo ascendant. Virgo is run by the planet Mercury. Mercury आपके थर्ड हाउस में बैठा है, which is house of hobbies, friends, केतु के साथ. But when we study your house is immovable property, right? It's property which you buy and you keep. वहां पर that house is run by Jupiter, that is Sagittarius. वो अपने ही घर में बैठा है. When a planet sits in its own house, it becomes very strong. And उसके साथ sun बैठ गया, which is the house of expenses. Expenses has now come into your property house. अब दशा चल रही है जुपिटर की. So this is not the time when you said I just started thinking. You may have started thinking sometime earlier part of this year. अब
Yes. It's actively in process.
okay. अब जो दशा चल रही है जुपिटर की, and transit में Jupiter is in the house of luck. My suggestion to you,
Mhm.
finish remodeling this house now. Do it before Feb of 2025, because Feb 2025 आपकी दशा आ जाएगी डेट की, which means Jupiter Saturn. My opinion, Jupiter and Saturn represents debt, and Saturn also represents gain. Try remodeling this house now. Try selling it between February 2025 and September of 2027. You will make money. So you must go with point number 2. Remodel this house and sell it next year and upgrade. That's what you have to do. You will make money.
So we should not maintain both properties.
You don't need
We
to.
should sell it.
You don't need to. You absolutely don't need to. It is better if you sell this and move into a bigger property rather than keeping this, because जो सैटर्न की दशा स्टार्ट होगी वो डेट्स देगी आपको, and that debt, you want to play that debt and you want to make the gains, then make sure you play it right. उस घर की, ये घर की वैल्यू बढ़ेगी. एक बार सैटर्न दशा खत्म होती है in 2027, then your lost dasha will start. You will lose money on this house. Remodel it, sell it for a higher value, and buy something better. You'll be fine. Good luck.
That
Okay.
answers your
Okay.
question. And if you have any follow up, you can always reach out to Dr. Saket Bhatia on the phone number 408 639 5300. 408 639 5300 है डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया का नंबर। और आप ईमेल भी कर सकते हैं info@saketbhatia.com। वेबसाइट इज saketbhatia.com। अपने लिसनर्स को बता दें, we are in the studio for the next 10 minutes. If you have a question quickly, we can squeeze in a couple more calls. Hello, you are live on air on Radio Zindagi. Hey there. All
Oh,
right.
we
If
lost
you
her.
are driving, you can maybe you can park somewhere so that there is very little disturbance and we can hear you and you can hear us. So Saket, we was talking about Dasha and you know Ashtadash. What did you say?
Dasha and Antardasha. I'll give you
Fail.
an
Fail हो
example.
गई मैं।
I know this lady who keeps asking me, मेरे career का क्या होगा?
जी
I keep working. मेरे career कब change करूंगी?
जी।
She works in a financial company.
I
So
see.
my answer for her would be, you're probably running Ketu Dasha. You're just not happy with what you're doing.
I see.
Maybe that Dasha is going to get over soon. जब वो दशा खत्म होती है 18 महीने में, you'll feel better at your work. You'll feel, I feel wonderful कि ये दशा चली गई है.
जी।
Because see, do you know dashas cycle themselves, right?
That was my question कि ये जो दशा का जो साइकिल होता है कितनी देर तक रहती है। यू सेड मून इज द शॉर्ट लिव्ड दशा, तो इफ यू कैन टेल अस कि ये दशा कब तक रुकती है और उनका ड्यूरेशन क्या होता है।
See, when you are born, your moon is in a certain nakshatra.
जी।
There are 27 nakshatras. आपका मून एक नक्षत्र में है, वहां से आपकी लाइफ की दशा स्टार्ट होती है। जिस
हम्म।
नक्षत्र में मून बैठता है वहां आपकी दशा स्टार्ट होती है. So let's assume you're born, like, let's make a chart, right? Let's assume you're born right now at this time here
जी।
today,
27
and let's
अगस्त
say
2024।
yes, yes, let's say
चार
you're born today,
चार बज के
and you're
50 मिनट।
yeah, and you're born in Fremont.
दैट्स
So
राइट।
for any child who's born right now,
दे आर गेटिंग
Fremont,
अ।
Alameda County, you
जी।
would be running midway through your Mars Dasha.
ओके।
बिकॉज मून जो है वो मृगशी नक्षत्र में, मृगशी
हम्म।
मृगशी नक्षत्र में ये पहले पाड़ा में आता है. पहले पाड़ा मीन्स द फर्स्ट हाफ और द फर्स्ट वन थर्ड ऑफ दिस. यू
ओके।
वुड बी रनिंग मार्स दशा. 2027 में योर राहु दशा विल स्टार्ट.
हम्म।
दैट राहु दशा विल last till 2045. Then
जी।
Jupiter dasha will come. That will end in 2061. फिर शनि की दशा आएगी. That will end in 2080. Now, in all of these dashas, there is antardasha. जिस दशा start होती है, so right now he's running Mars dasha, right?
जी।
Mars will always start with Mars. And then the cycle will be Mars के बाद आते हैं Rahu, then Jupiter, then Saturn, Mercury, Ketu, Venus, Sun, Moon.
जी।
Then when his Rahu dasha starts in 2027, it would start only with Rahu dasha.
ओके, सो
Then
बिटवीन नाउ टू द राहु दशा वो अंतरदशा सारी की सारी साइकिल हो जाएंगी। इज दैट करेक्ट?
yes,
जी।
Mars के अंदर those antardashas will cycle. फिर
ओके।
राहु की दशा आएगी, then again the antardashas will cycle. Then Jupiter will come, then the antardashas will cycle. So that's what I'm saying. किसी की लाइफ में अप टाइम नहीं आता, डाउन टाइम नहीं आता. It is up and down, up and down. Yes, granted, there are some phases in your life which will constantly pull you down. There are
जी।
some phases on your life which are on the upward trajectory. But I have Vedika को यही कहते हैं हम कि there is astrology is about two parts, the dasha and the magnitude. Magnitude means how far it will push you.
हम्म।
You could have two employees working in the same company, both having the same salary.
जी।
One did not sell his options, and now his options have gone through the roof. And
जी।
one who played it safe and said, let me sell, I don't care, let me get whatever I can.
राइट।
On the other hand, you could have one employee who did not sell his options and lost everything because the company went under.
राइट। या।
This is all about your dasha.
हम्म।
दशा
और
क्या
ये।
है?
जी।
Yes,
जी, ये मैग्नीट्यूड व्हाट डिसाइड्स कि कितना मैग्नीट्यूड है? इज इट योर बर्थ चार्ट दैट डिसाइड्स क्या वो जो मैग्नीट्यूड की जो आपने बात की थी?
it is something we call dignity of a planet.
हम्म।
Planet की dignity means how happy or sad that planet is.
जी।
अगर आपके ninth house, which is the house of spirituality and luck, if that planet dignity is very bad, you will still get luck. You will still get spirituality, but with lots of difficulty. आपको effort मारना पड़ेगा. You
हुँ,
may have to buy 1,000 lotto tickets. You might have to buy 500 lotto tickets.
जी,
तब जाके आपकी लॉटरी लगेगी, बट कितने की लगी? $5, $50 कि 50 million?
ओके,
So people on the show listen and understand that it is all about planets. The strength of a planet, dignity is strength, essentially.
ओके,
Strength, how active that planet is in your chart, how active it is during its dasha.
हुँ,
दशा में हमेशा जो महादशा है वो तो चलती है.
हुँ,
That is where you start reading. So if you are running Rahu dasha, we have to first rotate the chart to which house Rahu is. Now let's say you're running Rahu Jupiter, and
जी,
Jupiter is 2 houses from Rahu. Now it's a dasha for money.
हुँ,
If it is 7 houses, it's a time for you to get married. If it's 5 houses, guaranteed time for you to have a child. Rahu Jupiter, वो तो बच्चे देके जाते हैं. you know.
जी,
So this is how you study. I know somebody who has 8 kids.
ओके।
Yeah, lives in Utah.
तो उनके पैसे की
Uh,
दशा भी बहुत ज़्यादा है और बच्चों की दशा भी बहुत ज़्यादा है।
no,
टू टू
he's
बी
very
एबल टू
happy.
अफोर्ड 8 kids in today's world.
Never asked him that question, but he
But
has
you know
eight
his
kids. So
chart.
we studied his chart and his wife's chart,
जी,
and each time they had Rahu Jupiter dasha या transit तब पांचवें घर में बच्चा हो गया.
जी,
Right? So I'm just trying to tell you that celebrities जो होते हैं, Bollywood celebrities or cricket players, we have their chart physically on the internet. Na?
हुँ, हुँ,
Go pick up that chart
जी,
and enter it on a website like my website. Enter it. वो दशा दिखा देगी.
जी,
Now go and see when they had a child. You will be surprised. It is either जब fifth lord की दशा या अंतरदशा थी, राहु था या जुपिटर था. That's it. That's when they had the child.
गॉट इट। दैट विल बी माय होमवर्क फॉर टुडे। बट मेरे लिसनर्स को बता दूं, अगर आपका होमवर्क आपको कुछ करना है तो आपको जल्द से जल्द अपनी अपॉइंटमेंट लेनी है। इफ दिस डिस्कशन इंटरेस्ट यू, 408-639-5300 is the number. 408-639-5300 is Dr. Saket Bhatia's number. Or you could go to the website saketbhatia.com or email info@saketbhatia.com. So I learn a lot from these sessions. This was like revision of everything that I know, a little bit that I know. और आज मैं भी जाके देखने वाली हूँ ये सेलिब्रिटीज का जो एस्ट्रोलॉजी चार्ट कैसा लगता है। एंड आई डिस्कस दैट विद डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया। बिफोर वी लेट यू गो साकेत, जाते जाते आई ऑलवेज एडमायर योर क्लोजिंग रिमार्क्स। व्हाट डू यू हैव फॉर आवर लिसनर्स टुडे?
See, job is one aspect of your life.
जी,
अगर किसी की जॉब गई है, I'm not trying to say it's a good thing. I'm not trying to say that, हो गया तो हो गया. It's a bad thing. जो हुआ है, we understand. It shouldn't have happened and why you. But don't take it personally. आपकी लाइफ तो है, आपकी हेल्थ है, फैमिली है. You have other things that still shape you and make you the person you are. You always fall in life, no matter who you are. You have to learn to step up and you have to learn to go. It is not your fault you lost your job. And don't point fingers at some company or management for not appreciating you. At the end of the day, this is now an opportunity for you to reprove yourself. Maybe you can think, I have some time off. Should I start my other business? Should I do something I've always wanted to do? Should I spend time with my family? Should I go on that little vacation? Life has a full circle. Everything magically falls into place. If you're worried about your mortgage payments, वो भी हो जाएगा. If you're worried about any bank balance, वो भी आ जाएगा. Focus on yourself. Focus on what you need to do. During these difficult times, learn to be optimistic. Learn to take care of yourself and say, पहले भी तो मैंने जॉब की है. I got that job somehow. I'll get that job again. In fact, I'm going to do better. There is no shame in admitting that you lost your job. In fact, the more you network, the more people you meet, the better it is for you. Go seek astrology guidance. We deal with individuals like yourself every day. In fact, we deal with 5 to 10 people a day. That's how many people are coming to us. And we're reading the chart, we show them, we make them understand. So don't lose faith, don't lose courage. Be positive, be optimistic, क्योंकि उसी के साथ life improve होगी आपकी. Getting down, getting dejected is not a good thing. So be optimistic. I wish you very well. We will connect again next week. Till then, be happy, be safe, be healthy.
Very well said. Thank you so much, Dr. Saket Bhatia, for being with us on Radio Zindagi. मैं अपने listeners को बता दूं, this show airs every Tuesday 4 to 5, and you can connect with us here in the studio or off air. You can always call Dr. Saket Bhatia at 408-639-5300. That's 408-639-5300, or go to saketbhatia.com. info@saketbhatia.com is the email. Thank you so much for everyone that joined us. और हम आपसे मिलेंगे next week Dr. Saket Bhatia Astrology Show पर. Stay tuned to Radio Zindagi, and I will be on air on cruise control in just a little bit. Stay tuned to Radio Zindagi 15:50 AM. जी आजा.
You are listening to Radio Zindagi, KZDG 1550 AM, San Francisco, and the entire Bay Area.
Bye, Saket.
I see you. Thank you.
See you. Bye-bye.